12 times NBA referees went rogue on players. Everyone involved with the NBA has a passion for the game. This includes the referees, players, and fans around the world. Sometimes players can act up towards a referee after no calls or just due to frustration. When NBA players act up towards a referee, the referees have to make a decision to protect themselves and the rest of the players on the court. They have to act on situations so they don't escalate. Referees are humans and have feelings too. When players jump on them for their calls, they must stand their ground. Keep watching to see the 12 times referees went rogue on NBA players. Anthony Davis. In 2017, Anthony Davis was ejected for the first time as a New Orleans Pelican. With the Timberwolves up 46-43 in the second quarter, Davis was called for a shooting foul while attempting to block a shot. Unhappy with the calls, Davis started walking quickly over to the referee with wide eyes disrupting the call. While being restrained by his teammates, Davis continued to plead his case and was given a technical foul. Davis lost his cool and continued to use choice words to the referee before getting thrown out of the game. Davis had to be escorted off the court by assistant coaches and teammates, while moving backwards, still screaming at the referee for the call made on the court. Davis then took his headband off his head and threw it across the court in disgust. Looking back at the play, Davis absolutely fouled on the play, and the way he acted towards the referee was uncalled for. You can't blame the referee for throwing Davis out with the way he was acting. It was an early night in the showers for Davis. Kris Humphries. With the Brooklyn Nets playing the Toronto Raptors in December of 2012, Kris Humphries was at the line to shoot a pair of free throws. Kris is the most known average basketball player in history due to the Kardashian family. Now you remember him. Anyway, Humphries wind up to shoot his free throw before the referee jumped in to try and block his shot to allow the Raptors to substitute. It was clearly an overreaction, but something we've never seen before in terms of referees trying to block free throws from a player. Nets broadcaster Ian Eagle said, "It looks like it's a guy from Foot Locker who just ran on the floor." There were no hard feelings after all. Humphries made his foul shot and the referee and Humphries joked about it. Even the Nets broadcasting team made the block attempt the play of the game because it was so unusual. Amir Johnson. In 2012, with the Portland Trail Blazers playing against the Toronto Raptors, J.J. Hickson was shooting free throws. After Hickson made his first one, Johnson tried grabbing the ball out of the referee's hand. The referee wouldn't let go of the ball and allowed Johnson to have the ball, so Johnson tried grabbing at the ball harder. The referee finally gave up and called a technical foul on Johnson. Then Johnson said some choice words and was ejected from the game. The broadcast cut to DeMar DeRozan asking Johnson, "What are you doing?" It was that kind of moment. After ejected, Johnson had to be restrained from teammates and assistants and even threw his mouthpiece at the referee while being restrained. The entire situation could have stopped had the referee just given Johnson the ball, right? Sometimes referees can be a little bit more patient with players and be a little bit more personable. It looked like Johnson just wanted to feel the ball in his hands. We've seen plenty of times where forwards will want to grip the ball after a foul shot just to get a better feel. It's a little odd that the referee wouldn't give Johnson the ball for a couple seconds. At the end of the day, Johnson had no right to have the ball and the referee wouldn't allow it. Johnson should have just swallowed his pride and continued to play the game. There was absolutely no reason for Johnson to get this hyper over touching a basketball. Shaun Livingston. Shaun Livingston had been in and out of the league during his basketball career, but when the Warriors called to bring him back into the association, Livingston couldn't pass up the opportunity. Livingston was a very good veteran and leader except for this one time. In a game against the Heat in 2017, Livingston was denied in the post by Tyler Johnson and was angry and frustrated he didn't get a foul call. After missing the shot, Livingston walked over to the referee to plead his case. Instead of being polite, Livingston clapped in the referee's face and got face-to-face with the referee over the no call. Livingston went as far as headbutting the referee during their standoff. His teammate, David West, saw the entire encounter play out and started yelling, "No, no, no!" as the referee kicked Livingston out of the game. Livingston had an overreaction on fantastic defense from Johnson. Sometimes when players are having bad games, they immediately like to blame the referees instead of themselves. Livingston is a premier defender himself with his lanky size and large wingspan. He should have known about good defense. This time he went overboard. The referees won this battle against Livingston. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman also headbutted a referee in a game against the New Jersey Nets. Rodman was called for a loose ball foul trying to get a rebound, and was unhappy a foul was called on him when he tried to refrain from fouling. When the foul was called, Rodman looked surprised, waited for a couple of seconds, and gave the referee an earful, getting into the face of the referee, looking like he wanted to fight. Before his teammates were able to separate him from the referee, Rodman got his last words in and then headbutted the official. After the ejection, Rodman walked off the court, took his jersey off, threw it, and continued to scream at the official shirtless. There wasn't much of a foul on Rodman on this particular play, but there was no need to go crazy on the referee who made the call. Eat the foul and keep playing the game. The referees did a good job stopping Rodman from escalating any further, because if you know anything about Rodman, it's that he could stir the pot pretty fast. Rajon Rondo. Who remembers the 2012 playoffs between the Celtics and Hawks? Celtics guard Rajon Rondo lost his cool in the closing seconds of Game 1. With the Hawks up 78-74, there was a scramble for the ball in midcourt, with less than a minute to go. As the scramble took place, the Celtics were called for a foul instead of getting the jump ball. In the moment, Rondo thought the Celtics should have been granted a jump ball, so he jumped at the referee and clapped in his face before making contact with the official. Rondo was given the first technical for clapping and the second one for bumping the official. The time and place was not the right time for Rondo to make bad decisions. 2 free throws would have made it a 6-point game, and it would still be a 2-possession game. A veteran like Rondo should know better, and the referee absolutely made the right call throwing Rondo out of the game after that kind of behavior. Rajon Rondo times 2. In a regular season game against the Detroit Pistons, Boston Celtics guard Rajon Rondo took out his temper on the referee. The Celtics had a shot clock violation with the ball in Rondo's hand. The referee asked for the ball and Rondo threw the ball at the referee, giving himself an automatic ejection. Rondo looked uninterested on the floor and presumably wanted to sit out after the Celtics were having a rough night as a group. Rajon Rondo had a pretty crazy 2012 basketball season, and to make things worse, the Miami Heat, who defeated the Celtics in the Eastern Conference playoffs, won the championship. The referees couldn't help you there, Rondo. Steph Curry. Sometimes we forget that the ones who play the game of basketball have a lot of passion for the game. Steph Curry, who is looked at as a role model, did the unimaginable for his standards. With the Grizzlies up 107-99 with 43.6 seconds to go against the Warriors in December of 2018, Curry made a layup and thought he was fouled. Curry, upset about the no call and the outcome of the game, took his mouthpiece and chucked it at the referee in disgust. Curry was sent to the locker room a little early for this. After throwing the mouthpiece, Curry ran over to the referee asking him to be better. Curry's teammates had to hold him back as he continued to chow away at the referee while walking back to the locker room. Curry might have had a point on the foul, and tensions were clearly higher when the Warriors were about to lose a game on the road they expected to win. It was a tough night for Curry. Austin Rivers. In 2016, Austin Rivers, still playing with the Clippers, drove for a layup and missed. After the miss, Rivers turned around and knocked the ref accidentally, but hard. Rivers was instantly thrown out of the game while he ran over to the referee to say that he didn't mean to hit him. Rivers acknowledged that he was pushed into and that he didn't mean to actually touch the referee. Watching the replay, he was not pushed and definitely meant to hit the referee out of frustration that he couldn't get the shot to fall. Once ejected, Rivers screamed expletives and turned up the heat a little bit before exiting from the game. DAngelo Russell. DAngelo Russell was a stud for the Brooklyn Nets, helping put the Nets back on the map in the East Coast. Unfortunately, when the Nets had the opportunity to bring in Kevin Durant, Russell wasn't in their plans and was sent away to the Golden State. Klay Thompson was already going to be out for the year, but Steph Curry also got hurt, and then Draymond Green got hurt. Russell also got hurt, but played a couple games as the lone superstar of the team. In a blowout by the Thunder, Russell made a shot and fell on the floor, thinking he got fouled. With no call, Russell shot up and screamed at the referee's face, asking for a foul. Russell made minor contact with the referee and the ref quickly ejected Russell from the game. Russell lost his cool, most likely from the large deficit and the lack of support around him at Golden State. Russell continued to walk with the referee to the scorer's table, pleading his case and continued to get in the way of the referee. It was the second game of the season, so you know Russell wasn't exactly thrilled to be in Golden State. Robin Lopez. Robin Lopez has had a bunch of ejections since playing in the league. In 2018, Lopez freaked out at a referee for calling an offensive foul on Lopez. Lopez was looking to get positioned down low and fighting his way through Bam Adebayo. Quickly after, Lopez had to be restrained by his teammates, unhappy with the call. Lopez argued but was not given a technical foul or an ejection after that play. Fast forward a couple more plays, Lopez was back to arguing after he fought for position against Adebayo again. Lopez shoved the back of Adebayo and the referee caught it before the Bulls could get a shot up. Of course, Lopez lost his cool and the referees had no choice but to give Lopez an ejection from the game. Lopez wouldn't cool down, but the referees wouldn't get near the 7-foot center. Lopez exited screaming curse words and the game finally resumed after. DeMar DeRozan. The Oklahoma City Thunder had just defeated the Toronto Raptors late in the fourth quarter. DeMar DeRozan was called for a foul with the Thunder up 130-125 and 8 seconds to go. The game was out of reach and the Raptors weren't happy with the way the officiating was the entire game. DeRozan had some choice words for the referees and was ejected 8 seconds before the game was over. Serge Ibaka followed suit along with head coach Dwayne Casey. After the game was over, Ibaka told the referees that he was not going to The referees needed a police escort off the court in case things got bad between the fans and the refs, or the players and the refs.